What you are about to see is real. All video and audio was captured in an actual paranormal investigation. Nothing has been manufactured or staged.
Tonight, on the season finale of Local Haunts, the team continues their investigation of the Casa Marina Hotel in Jacksonville Beach. They made contact with the previous owner, even though she's been deceased for over a decade. And spiritual medium Pamela Theresa made contact with several other ghostly inhabitants of the hotel. What more will they find as they explore this local haunt?
Hello and welcome to the season finale of Local Haunts. I'm your host, Steve Christian. Joining me is Pamela Theresa, my sister Amy Gaston, Roger Finger, and the former general manager of the hotel, Olga Geekus. She is a historian of the hotel and will be validating the information that comes through Pamela from Spirit. And the investigation starts right now. We continued our investigation in room 104, where we had made contact with the previous owner, a hitchhiking earthbound spirit, and a waiter that fell to his death in the 1930s that dwells in room 104, and he carries his decapitated head with him. We were taking pictures with the purpose of capturing Spirit. Pamela informed us the headless earthbound spirit of the waiter that fell to his death was laying in this bed. Amy validated his presence by physically feeling his energy, and I was taking a series of pictures of the exact same area without moving the camera. Oh, good Lord, that's a nice one on top of Amy right there. This is the proper way to try and capture Spirit on camera. For one, it eliminates photo anomalies such as lens flare, because if lens flare is captured, it would appear in all of your pictures, not just one or two if nothing else changes in the subject matter or the position of the camera. And we were capturing Spirit activity on camera. Here are the pictures you just saw me taking. We caught this shaft of light. And this brilliant orb. And this one. These are not dust or bugs, as the video camera would have recorded it too, and you would see a bug flying around in the area both cameras were shooting.
You can levitate up some.
Jokes.
He actually does sometimes levitate.
He's coming
He
closer.
levitated my desk.
Okay, so there we have the validation on that. All right.
Yes.
He levitated the
He
desk.
levitates.
Oh.
He's coming up because he's
Yeah.
up here now.
Yeah.
Did you levitate my desk in the old office?
Yes.
Around?
I think I just heard him say yes.
He did it, yes. That's why I said he levitates.
Yes.
Coming up on Local Haunts,
If we piss that person off too much, this could create a little havoc for your guests. We don't want that.
I thought I just
Maybe
heard
it's on there.
say
Yeah,
something.
it is on.
We got some
For
powerful orb activity.
Well, you know what? It's that makes sense because he's sunk down more, so we always get orbed and shaft
So
light
I got a big-
information.
He used to knock on my door actually at night, and when we had weddings.
He is definitely, he knows he's dead,
Yes.
and he doesn't care. This is home. He's fine and dandy with all of it.
Is he still drunk?
Pretty much, that's what we're looking at.
He's had a 70-year buzz.
Yeah, he's
pretty
had a
cool.
70-year buzz, and definitely hit the front of his face and the left side also. I mean, it was
It
was
was
not good.
From what I understand, it was pretty gruesome.
pretty gruesome. What I can see is not pretty.
Yeah.
Looking at that leg was nothing. I mean, I don't even wince with some of the crap I did. Just like,
I think it a big blob here,
okay.
and then there was a big orb right across her chest,
Yeah.
and there was another
Of
one
course.
right here.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Right across her orbs.
Right.
We moved our investigation upstairs to room 212.
Okay, where are they?
We are rolling. Where aren't you? Okay, this is room 212, Casa Marina.
Where's it, Casa?
Casa, tomato.
Tomato.
I was just curious.
I'm Steve, this is Pamela, that's Amy, this is Olga, and that's Roger, the camera. Could you tell me your name, please? You get a response?
This person doesn't know what their name is.
Really? We just picked up an unusual EVP, and it validates Pamela. Pamela heard the spirits say they didn't know their name, and the EVP backs her up. Here it is again, amplified and filtered. Could you tell me your name, please?
This person doesn't know what their name is.
Really? Okay.
Amy, do you want to validate over there by the door? We have a person in here that they're kind of like what I experienced last night. Is that light behind you gonna bother?
No, I shouldn't bother.
Okay. Go stand over there by Amy.
Perhaps the light-colored background in these pictures was making it harder to detect any photographic evidence of spirit. However, there are a few in this series of pictures.
Okay, right here. It's warm. It's the first time I've held it warm, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, we have a serious profound situation of really not knowing what the hell's going on here.
There are people walking outside the window behind me for voices on tape.
This chair.
Up
Yeah.
the fridge.
Getting any pictures?
There was a couple. Nothing like 104.
Okay. The type, you know what? The name of the show is 104.
This is Brown. You go to
This is the person I'll be this is the person I'll be working with for a little bit.
This guy?
Female.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. It's a female. isn't
Yes.
it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So she's discombobulated.
Discombobulated. Just one of those triage cases. Where I'll take her with me to have her. She's about 15.
Oh. Oh, recent.
Oh, she's pretty fresh.
Was she here or did we bring her in?
I don't know where she belongs. I'm kind of lost at this. But I'm being very careful as to, because I don't want to freak her out, because I can keep a hold of her. To help her out. So it'll take a little while.
Is she alone in this room?
No, we had a few over there, but I'm going to stop for today.
Okay.
Y'all can continue, but I'm going to keep working with her so I can hold her steady.
Okay.
Sorry.
Do you need some time? I mean,
No, I'm good. But I mean, as far as, I think we've got plenty enough. That other room, we were just definitely not welcome in. That's why I turned around and the lighting situation was good. We
Okay.
just, I know, I'm supposed to say that. But if I'm not, well, I want it to be, so we get more. So anyway. Does that make sense for that room?
Yes,
Because you're not
because,
welcome in that room.
It's not, it was somebody who was, because my understanding is the pictures fall off the walls there.
Yeah.
So the spirit that is there is not.
We're not welcome in that
Yes.
room. I walked in and it was like, get out. I'm like, okay, bye.
I get that every day.
Uh-huh. So, I mean, they're just like, they're people too, and that's
Yes.
how I treat them. I don't barge my way in, and then I just believe that there's a reason why we came in here, so I could help her. So, you know, that's
Would-
what I do.
Do you think I'd get anything if I went and sat in there for a little bit and tried to talk to it?
In the other room? Oh, I'm sure you may, but I don't
I'm
like.
not saying over you, I'm just saying, I know it's.
No. Yes, you can. No, I
trying
know
to
you will.
If pictures are falling off walls, that might be worth. I'm trying to
Well, I
capture on
know. I'm
tape.
totally. I do not take offense to that at
No,
all.
I'm not.
However, my thought is I don't want to piss somebody off while there's other people in the hotel.
Before investigating room 212, we were actually going to investigate another hot spot in the hotel. But upon entering the room, Pamela was warned by the very angry spirit that dwells in this particular room to get out, as Pamela does not believe in violating privacy and just being concerned for the safety and well-being of other guests staying in the hotel when we shot this episode. We thought it best to obey his wishes and just leave the room. But you can expect local haunts to return again and spend considerable time in the very haunted room. In the few minutes we were in the room, I did manage to get a few seconds of video before Pamela insisted we leave. Watch the pillow on the left. What is causing the shadow on the pillow to move? Is the pillow moving, or is the bed? I can't think of a logical reason for the shadow on this pillow to be moving at all. There was no one in the bedroom at the time. And as you can see from the light coming in from the window on the wall, the curtains are not moving. And in case you're wondering what room this is to try to avoid if you stay in this beautiful hotel, that would be room 208, the most haunted room in the hotel, by the most foreboding spirit to inhabit the Casa Marina. Remember, you've been warned. All right, I'm here with Olga. This is your family owns the Casa Marina, right?
Yes, I was a GM here in 2002, and I still love to come visit once in a while. I've had some interesting experiences here.
Well, you tagged along with us tonight for the investigation, and you witnessed Pamela firsthand. Is there any validations that you can throw out there that she came up with?
Yes, a couple, the spirit of Mrs. Brown in particular. This hotel was purchased originally by Mr. and Mrs. Brown, she and her husband, in 1991. I didn't know her personally. I knew Mr. Brown, but from what I understood, this was a labor of love for her. She loved this hotel, and I think she's still here because she didn't live long enough to see it open.
And she's been spotted several times by guests.
Yes, I had a few experiences. I wasn't aware it was Mrs. Brown, but my office was in the vicinity, and we have had, when I was here, there were reports of activity that obviously Pamela validated that it is Mrs. Brown, and it makes perfect sense.
And then the guy in the bedroom of room 104, she said he died of an impact. And there is tales of somebody who fell to their death
Yes.
from the hotel.
There was, from what I understand, a waiter from the 1930s who fell. There used to be a third floor to the Casa Marina. It's been renovated extensively over the years, and from what I understand, he fell from that third floor. Nobody understands what happened, but he did die a terrible death and suffered severe head trauma.
They kind of lost his
Possible.
head.
Yeah, and somebody had said he had been decapitated.
That could be an urban legend.
Yes, but I know that it was a traumatic injury from that height. So.
And we walked into room 208, and immediately Pam was like, "We're not going to do any shooting in here because she was told to get out." and she honors spirit, and she doesn't want to tick off anybody who's here in the afterlife. So we respected that. We left, but I think Roger wants to go back into 208 and do some one-on-one time with Mr. Nasty in there. And we found a young lady in this room, a spirit of a young lady in this room that Pamela's going to work with and help her out. And there's some others in the bedroom in there. But
Yeah. Presently being like
Mauled.
wrapped on. Yeah.
Amy's getting molested right there in the middle. Okay.
This is the beaches mentality.
Yeah. After our investigation, spiritual medium Pamela Theresa caught up with Sterling Joyce, the maitre d' of the Casa Marina, for further validations about the hotel and to talk about room 208, the most haunted room in the hotel.
I didn't do an investigation in there is because if we piss that person off too much, this could create a little havoc for your guests. We don't want that. So, and so that she tries to keep it contained in that corner. But that's why that corner back over in there, if you set up a camera over there, you will find that people just naturally avoid and they'll walk around. You just instinctively know not to go into that corner there. You would find that because people could feel that. And say when he went to sit down, and I'm not supposed to be sitting there because Miss Brown was sitting in that chair.
That's Miss Brown's chair.
Yeah, that's where she hangs. So it's very interesting. But she's kind of watching over everybody here that are in the earthbound realm. So I wonder if that was her.
You know, the night of Mr. Brown after he passed away, we did his funeral here.
Yeah.
And what was Christy's husband's name? The red guy.
Is their son still?
So that's the other thing. The other thing, Mr. Brown's son, did he die?
I don't know. I missed that he died, but I don't know about
But I
him.
remember he was messed up when I was here. But then he
Well,
died.
he's transitioned.
Is he?
He's
Her
not
son died.
earthbound, but he's transitioned.
Yeah, but you were
that
saying
went
when on the night of Mr. Brown's funeral, what happened?
Oh man, everyone. What was the guy named that?
Christy's husband?
Yeah.
The guy, I forget,
He was
Jason?
watching the desk that night with nobody in the hotel.
Oh, that poor guy, he told you what happened to 206 to that guy?
Every one of these doors open and shut. We had just changed the locks. That boy couldn't sleep for 3 days. His eyes like just never came back in.
And so it comes from 208.
Never came back.
No,
He
it
never
comes.
came back in there. He ain't going back in now.
It comes from the corner of 208.
That's
Yeah.
True facts.
Okay, so, and this guy can move fast in 208.
Wow.
So that might be one of the reasons why Mrs. Brown is still here to try to keep things level as possible.
Yeah.
She has more power in the earthbound realms.
Well, she knew that there was a lot of history at the place, and there was criminal elements in addition to the Hollywood elements. In the 40s, a lot of gangsters came here to run away from the government agents, the IRS primarily, and FBI. So I think there was actually rumor that there was a murder in the 40s. So I could see her staying here
Yes.
to protect the hotel.
She is.
Because-
Yeah, but I'm messing with that guy. I'm not afraid of him or anything like that, but it's more, and I could take care of him, but I'll follow the guidance in the way of, we got people in here. It would have to be a situation where everybody's out of here and I take care of it.
Yeah. Wow. Doesn't surprise me,
Yeah.
but yeah, you're
So
the one
he's
that-
the kind of, if you leave him alone,
He's good.
but if you don't,
Now, the ones that, what was it, 104 or was it 208 where you said they were running out screaming in the night? Was that 104?
That was
208?
206.
Oh, it's the old man in 206. That was the other
206.
room which is occupied now.
For
no,
now.
but 208 goes into 206.
No, it's across the hallway. The one.
No, what I'm
No, the
saying
guy
was
in
the
208.
guy in 208.
Yes, he goes into
He
206.
goes into 206, so it's the same guy.
Okay. So who was that? That is the old gentleman who committed suicide. So if it's the same guy.
Did he work in a kitchen and in a restaurant? Because there's kitchen all over it. I mean, there's kitchen, there's staff, okay.
The staff I heard about the staff being here,
Okay,
especially in room 104 here.
okay,
That's Miss Brown's room. That's Mrs. Brown's room.
okay, cool.
Well, she probably, if people are doing things that she doesn't approve of,
She
she
takes
probably
care of
picks
it.
up fuss. Because when I was here, we used to have a lot of people. I remember.
Well, maybe that's where
crack,
she keeps,
people smoking.
maybe that's where she keeps him up here.
That's right.
He's in timeout in 208.
He's in a timeout. She doesn't want any part of him.
Yeah, we did a blessing up in that room. I was up in there with the pastor, Pastor Gabe, when he went up there. And
Good luck with that.
it didn't work.
It didn't work.
We went in the penthouse after that and looked around. Another room, I can't remember.
Well, if you ever get real empty, call me up, I'll get over here and take care of it.
Excellent.
Because he's one you want to take care of. The
Well,
other ones are fine, but.
The other ones are fine, yeah.
But this one, we
waiting.
definitely don't want to have.
Hanging around.
Yeah, really scary.
He's a nasty.
Yeah,
Wow.
and I work these realms, I know.
Let me
Some
know.
of these ones you don't want to do it.
The spirit that claims room 208, as well as 206, is one of the strongest and meanest earthbound spirits we've ever encountered, and the management and staff of the hotel would be glad to bid him farewell, and local haunts will assist in his eviction from the hotel. As I was getting this shot of the door of room 208, Pamela gave me this warning.
Listen to me. That's something you don't want to take home.
No, okay. We will return for a follow-up investigation and take care of the entity that dwells in the upstairs corner of the hotel. His days of striking fear in this local haunt are numbered. If you or somebody you know would like to book Pamela for a private or group read, contact her at mediumintheraw.com and reconnect to lost loved ones.